Of course, the police minister has confirmed that 3 people have now been taken in for questioning. At this point, officially, they are just being questioned. There is a possibility that this may lead to them being formally arrested and charged as suspect. But the current position, according to the police ministry this evening, is that it's still at the questioning stage now. Let's bring now into the conversation Linda Grimbeek. She's the COO of the Kruger Lowveld Chamber of Business and Tourism. Linda, thank you so much for joining us. Just such a terribly sad situation. The tourism minister making the point that generally South Africa is actually very safe for tourists. We do have high crime levels, but she says a lot is done to keep our tourists safe. She says that there are only 2 or 3, I think, incidents of crime that have resulted in the murder. Of course, Annie Dewani is one of them. In fact, I think that this makes it only 2. Tell me from your perspective, have you ever had a tourist murdered in your area before, an international tourist?
No, we never had a tourist murdered in the area before. Thank goodness, yes.
Talk to me about Numbi Road. I mean, I think what was so poignantly sad, we listened to a statement written by the wife but read out on her behalf, and it seems they were just about 800 meters from Numbi Gate. They'd slowed down to go over a speed hump because it was near a school, and then this vehicle blocked their way, and that's when the incident occurred. Why is Numbi Road and this area so very dangerous?
Yes, it's not more or less dangerous, I would say, than most places, but we are traveling through a rural community. The road is fairly good, but it is the community and community activities encroach on the road. You've mentioned the fact that there's speed bumps. There are several. We've had a lot of them removed very recently. You've got a lot of protest action happening there because of various reasons, and you sometimes have rocks in the road as a result, or pieces of trees. We also have cattle walking there, and it is really an onslaught to the senses, which is glorious in a way, but doesn't make it particularly safe. So the road, in that respect, you have to almost stop several times on the road, and that is why it is more dangerous, I would say, than many of the roads in Mpumalanga, which are generally highway-style roads. This is a rural road, and that is why it is so attractive to tourists in particular.
Yeah, because you get a sense of the community, but our reporter who's in the area says there have been 4 incidents on that road this year. What travel advice are you giving to tourists who are planning to use that road?
Right, I just want to correct, the incidents were since the end of October last year, the 4 incidents.
So it's in the year. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Travel advice on that road and on any other road is never ever travel at night. The second very important thing is make sure you know which road to use, which route to travel, which turn off to use before you go, before you start driving. There's many protests, like I said, very often. There could be accidents, anything at all. There's all our tourism people are on groups that advise us of safety hazards. And where you check into your hotel and you want to leave in the morning, ask them, is there any hazard that I should be aware of?
Was this tourist car, though, they were on the right route and they were traveling during the day, so they didn't do anything unsafe, did they?
They actually did get lost. They missed the turn off, and they got out of the car and turned around to change drivers and turned around. And it is believed that that's how they were spotted as tourists and then followed. So yes, it would have helped very much if they did make sure where to turn off. I don't want to say you did anything wrong. You did nothing wrong.
But that is important information because it backs up what you say, that the advice you give is generally solid. I've just got to ask you a question about concerns for people travelling to the area and whether you're seeing possible cancellations this coming festive season.
Yes, we've been increasing safety activities on that road, in particular from Kalsimbiti side with the generous help of TBCSA. We've been implementing permanent patrols since April and also installed some cameras and various other activities there, foot patrols and such. And unfortunately, patrols have to pass you at some stage, so this is what has happened. So we will be increasing activity on that road for sure, more security measures, and we will also have a conversation with the police on what they intend to install there. I think with all this, we might get a mobile unit on that road, so I'm hopeful, I'm not promising. And obviously, yes, we will leave no stone unturned to make our area safer and safer, and that road in particular. In terms of cancellations, we've had a few. I've just asked my members to send me cancellation details, and you would see one here, one there. To be honest, it's not the avalanche that I expected yet. I hope it will stay that way, but it would appear that in general, the international market is rather forgiving, and they realize things can happen anytime, anywhere in the world. It is how you handle it that counts, and we have given these people the best treatment possible.
Yeah, a lot of support, and you've made the point, the Minister's made the point, this area has never seen a murder of a tourist before. Thank you so much for chatting to us. Linda Grimbeek, CEO